right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Cordae. Just dropped a 4-piece on us. You
Yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? Promoting the album on the way. Yo, this is a very so. Cordae, first, I appreciate that we haven't heard from you musically in a little while. I love that you already in your early stages of your career know what you want your artistry to be and how you want to contribute to the culture and the ecosystem. So is the hiatus always, are you, when you look out in the future, do you always want to be this methodical, take your time kind of artist, or that's just where you're at right now?
I don't know. I can't really say what the future is going to be like. I can only just speak upon, how it's been. I do like to take my time, I would say, especially like with an album, you know what I'm saying, a body of work, because it's like, I'm putting all especially with a full length album, it's like you putting all of your heart and your soul and your deepest thoughts and being transparent and vulnerable. It's like you pouring all of this, and sometimes that take a while. And you gotta. We were just talking about this earlier. I gotta like live life in order to have like a new perspective on things to speak upon. You know what I'm saying? I have to go through life experiences. I have to witness things. The smallest things can inspire a song, and so I have to like have time to live about that and write. So yeah, but it may be a time like after album like 4 or something, I just like record, knock out some joints and drop something like, a couple months later. But, I can't really speak upon, how it's going to be in the future. But it's a safe guess to say, I'm going to take my time with every creation, with every body of work. I feel like that's what all the best artists do. Michael Jackson, it was 6 years in between Thriller and Off the Wall. You know what I'm saying?
Sade, Maxwell, Kendrick Lamar, it's a laundry list there.
Now, for real, exactly. So yeah, it's I guess it's a reason for that. Just to really put out high level quality product. That's what matters the most.
Now, at the end of Thornton Street on this 4-pack, you give us the album title for the upcoming album, Bird's Eye View.
Yep.
So, the individuals, if y'all want to know what he's talking about, he also says at the end of Thornton Street that he's a perfectionist. So I'm assuming you're one of them cats that, somebody got to kick in the studio door and be like, all right, enough. Give me the album. We putting it out. Stop
Now for
tweaking.
sure.
Stop touching knobs.
Yeah,
Stop.
exactly. Not. It's funny, man. My team. It was like the day my last album dropped. And I think it was like the release party. And I told my team, I was like, yeah, man, it's probably going to be like another 2 years before I drop another album. And they was like, nah, you guys, I was like, all right, y'all going to see. Like, and then here we are. But yeah, yeah, the next album is called From a Bird's Eye View. And yeah, so I felt like that was a little cool way to like slip that into the 4-pack. You know what I'm saying? So for real.
None of these songs that you've given us this week will be on the album, or they all will be on the album. You're just gonna add it.
Oh no, they won't be on the album. It's like two completely, separate entities. Like,
Separate deals.
Yep. So the idea behind, the Justin Till 4-pack was just to put out some collection of some high level Lucy's, you know what I'm saying? And, just to hold fans over till I finish, this album really.
Now, is her work? Is her gonna be on this upcoming album? Can y'all cooking together? Anything?
Yeah, definitely. She definitely gonna be on this next album. And yeah, we got a bunch of songs together like in the can. You know what I'm saying? That's like whenever we create, it's always like something dope that I feel like really dope to be a part of. Like her and Anderson. I love being in the studio with them because they like actual musicians to the highest level though. They're like high level musicians, can pick up a bass and play it better than whoever. You know what I'm saying? A guitar, keys, instrumentation, so I really be learning a lot from her when I'm in the studio, just about a more so on like the instrumentation side, you know what I'm saying? So it's always like good vibes and to get in the studio with her for sure.
Is there somebody on you? Do you have a specific engineer that you always sit with? Is it a specific producer that you love to do your music? Is it multiple people? What's your process?
Yeah, I definitely been rocking with. I got the same two engineers, my boy Zach, shout out Zach, and my boy Brent. And I've developed a sound with them, And then also my big bro Terrace Martin. He's just a good person, just because he's a real life musician, to the highest level, So just being around musicians all the time, just hanging, not necessarily, we do a bunch of music together, but a lot of my learning from him and like a Robert Glasper is just, just being around, all of that musicianship, at that high level. That's one of the blessings.
Listen,
Hello.
you just putting some names down right now, just throwing them out like it ain't, like it's light work. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
for real.
This is
Nah. This is a blessing. I was about to say it's one of the blessings of doing music for. I do music for a living, bro. I just had to. I was talking with my homies about that yesterday. I'm like, bro, this is a blessing, bro. I do music full time as a living. Like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy to me, and it enables me to be around so much dope music all the time. You know what I'm saying? That like this is like uh high level internship. You know what I'm saying? And being able to just be in the studio directly with all these legends and to just learn so much, So I definitely don't take none of that for granted.
Thornton Street. I'm assuming that's where it all went down. That's the one of the main streets you lived on growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thornton Street in Zebulon, North Carolina. It was me, my mom, my grandmother, and my auntie. It was all raised for a good portion of my life at the house on Thornton Street. So yeah, it definitely hold dear to my heart for sure.
Was this song tough for you to write? Were you afraid that your mom was gonna hear some of this? Because there's definitely a piece in your song where you're like, "My mom hates when I bring this up," but you know what I mean. Was you worried about that, or did your mom hear it after it was done? What was the order here, or did you play it for her before you put it out?
I didn't play it for her because my mom, she loved the song. You know what I'm saying? She was like emotional behind hearing it. But yeah, nah, like it's all love, because at the end of the day, it's a higher purpose. It's somebody that could be out there listening who's been through similar struggles to what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And they can hear that song and get inspired from that and to realize what they can do, to even higher level and plateau than me. And so it's always like a bigger than the music type of thing. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, like my mom is like, she's the dopest ever, So it was just like paying a homage to my mom in a way.
I love the world you brought Young Thug into, because What's
Yeah.
Up definitely feels like you had this record and you wanted Young Thug on it, or did y'all cook this together?
Now we did that joint in the studio together. Like Thug, low key, like behind the scenes is like another one of my mentors in this. You know what I'm saying? Like he always is down to just give me life advice, outside of music. And that's like my big brother for real. So we kick it so many times like in the studio, like just without even doing music, just on some, you know what I'm saying, like real, like, family vibes for real. And so we did that joint one of the first nights we was in the studio just linking up. And we just like just sitting down in the control room, going back and forth, And I think it's incredible with Thug, like this is like a mastery of of cadence, a masterer, excuse me, of cadence, flow, and being able to create high level music at an extremely fast pace. You know what I'm saying? And this he'll like just stop what the engineer doing and shift the vocals and put like a certain EQ and compressor on the vocals. So I'm just like so impressed by that as well. Like, I tell Thug all the time. I told him this in person. I'll say it right now too. I feel like when it's all said and done, he definitely belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for sure.
He on his way. Who's singing on Dream in Colors? That's you singing?
Yeah, that's all me. That's all me. And then I have backgrounds, and then actually shout out to Raphael Sadiq because he has some background vocals that's like tucked in the back, and Rayana is like the female voice that's like adding different colors to mine. So yeah, it's Raphael Sadiq in the background, and Rayana that's like adding like a extra like lift and an extra color. But yes, on the main ones it's all me.
How did you and Q-Tip link up, man? What's the backstory on that?
Actually, Static Selector linked us up. Static Selector FaceTime me one day. He was in the studio with Q-Tip and we connected. So shout out Static Selector on that. Appreciate that. And
Yo, so many
yeah,
names, man,
yeah, nah, for
so
real.
many names, man.
Yeah, nah. So shout out to bro. Yeah, he connected us, and And yeah, and like, and this was like a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? So me and Tip was just really just talking, because he's a part of all of my favorite hip hop albums. A huge part. He's on Illmatic. He's on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He's on Black on Both Sides, And yeah, obviously the Tribe Called Quest albums, and yeah, he's just one of the ones, So I was just always speaking with him. Like we did that joint. I want to say last year, probably this time last year. We did that joint literally this time last year, and yeah, like I said, bro's another mentor, and we just be chopping it up about life, about music, uh, how he maneuvers, and he's the abstract. He invented the way of the abstract in a way, in hip hop.
First, thank you, man, for caring so much about the music and caring about hip hop. As an old
Appreciate
heads,
that.
you know what I'm saying? Like a cat like yourself, and that's probably why everybody rallied around you. Is just because I think the only thing everybody wants is, take care of the music. Just take care of it, man. It's provided so many outlets and saved so many lives and
For
created
real.
millionaires and, broke barriers and shit like that. Just take care of it, man.
Nah, for real. I don't play about this hip hop. This hip hop done took me all across the globe, man. Done took me and all my homies all across the world. This hip hop got me speaking at Harvard, a dropout speaking at Harvard. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else in the world do that, but hip hop music, man. You can't do that nowhere else but this thing called hip hop. I'm 23 years old, done seen 80% of the world, and got paid to do it, and do what I love. So I don't play about this hip hop, bro, for real, man, all the way.